Have you ever set a goal? You started really strong, and then all of a sudden, life happens. We've all been there. We just got out of January. Recording this February 1st, and so many people set those intentions and goals at the start of the year. They have all the ambition and drive to get going, and then it just phases out. So why does this happen? We're going to dive into that today. And one of the biggest reasons why is because you don't have a big enough why. You are just maybe living on the surface level of your why. And you need a true, powerful, strong why to help you move forward. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to unpackage that for you. Before we get into that, I am your host, Maria Condie, and I am a 32 plus year leadership finance background in corporate, along with 16 years of coaching experience side by side. I'm not that old. And, my mission is to help, in particular, women lose that struggle and become more independently wealthy. That is what drives me. And stopping that generational struggle with wealth. So that's what I'm all about. Let's dive into today. So, why is it important to have a deep why? Why does it even matter? Think about the things that you're trying to do in your life and how that you lose that momentum. We talked about those goals that you start at the start of the year sometimes, or any project you're starting. I want you to think of your why as the fuel for your journey. Think about having a car and not having any gas in it. It's not going to get very far, is it? Or you might have enough to start it. But if you have a full tank of gas, and that's what your why is like, you're going to be able to go far. And it's going to keep getting refueled by that deeper and deeper why as it unfolds. Think about some of those goals that you have. Some of the common ones these days are, making more money, getting out of debt, losing more weight. A lot of people live at that level of goals. Those are very surface level goals. They're not very compelling enough on their own. Losing weight. Okay, why do you want to do that? Maybe to look a bit better, to maybe feel that you're not judged, maybe. And, maybe you want to make more money, but why? People so you can buy more things? People want to get out of debt, but they continue to stay in debt and not doing the things to get out of it. So that why is not deep enough. When you don't have a deep enough why, you just sort of live at that surface level and you go in and out of getting some traction and stopping and going, stopping and going. What we want to do today is go deeper. We want to get underneath that and find that deeper why. I'm going to help you do that. So let's start with, why do you want that thing? Why do you want to make more money? We'll use that because my background mostly is in money coaching. So we'll start with that one. So why do you want to earn more money? And what's really underneath it? Everybody wants more money. And just wanting more money for the sake of having more money is not a deep enough why, especially if you live in a comfort zone. If you have a full-time job, your bills are paid, you have a roof over your head, all those things are working in your life. You might feel a little bit of struggle payday to payday, but you're getting by and you're used to that. You are living in a comfort zone. Your mind is used to it. No, it's what it's familiar with. And you'll stay there unless you figure out something different. And that could be a deeper why, or if your circumstances change. Do you ever see somebody who's lost their job and they immediately get into gear really fast to figure things out? Or if they're in a really, really bad position of whatever it may be in life, they get pretty motivated to remove themselves from that situation. And hopefully that's not the case. You don't want to get to that spot, right? You want to take action with a deeper why and be propelled by something a little more positive. So, and let's be real, life is comfortable for most people. It is where we just exist, right? And I'm here to help you get beyond that, to go deeper. Somebody who has a job and they want to start a business, there's no urgency in that. Someone who, like I said, lost their job, they're very, very motivated and they will jump into gear really, really fast. And that's where you see some of those where that perceived as sort of instant wins. They might have been dabbling in the background on their little side hustle, but something in life has changed and they've had to jump in. I know a woman who, her husband left her and with a young baby, and of course she jumped into gear full on and has been hugely successful since then. And so I'm going to give you 3 steps to help you find that deeper, deeper why. So grab a notebook, pen, journal, whatever you want to work with, and it's time to go deep. So the first thing I want you to do, step 1, is I want you to ask yourself, not me, 5 times, at least 7 if you can pull it off. Why do you want whatever it is that you want? You want to make more money. We're going to use that example. So why do you want to make, say, 100K? You ask that question to yourself, and it says, because I want financial freedom. That's most people's answer. Okay, but why do you want financial freedom? So you keep layering that question. So why do you want financial freedom? It's, a common one would be because I don't want to stress out about my bills. I don't want to have struggle anymore. Okay, so why don't you want that? Next layer could be because I grew up in a household where money was really scarce and we always struggled. Okay, and so what about that? And, next question, which is why I do what I do. It's my deeper why. So I want to break that struggle for my family and my kids. I don't want to see them go through it. And why do you want them to have it easier for them? And that's because I want them to experience security and those opportunities that I never had. Money brings you opportunities. And money is a good thing, contrary to many people's beliefs. With money, you have opportunity, you have ability to do so many more things. You can do a lot of negative things with money too, don't get me wrong, and people do. But if you're watching this, I trust that you are a good human being and that if you are, or when, not if, when you have an abundance of money, you will do good things with it. Here's a thing. If your why does not feel like that feeling inside of you that gives you that excitement and determination and maybe a little bit scared of going after what you're going after, then it's not deep enough. You got to keep going until you hit something that like hits a nerve, right? It's like, oh, this is where it's at. And you know when you get there. I just wrote my newsletter for this week for my email subscribers. And I talk about my why in there, a couple things that triggered me recently to up the ante, jump in even deeper. And if you want to join that, I'll put a little link here and you can subscribe to our newsletter. And so you have to find that thing that just stirs your soul in a deep, deep way. If you're living in comfortable space, it's going to be a lot harder to get out of that. I coach a lot of people, and I've got clients that have Teslas and big houses and cushy jobs, but they want to have this over here, but they're comfortable. And so when you get out of your comfort zone, your mind actually pushes you back to comfort, which makes it a little bit harder. So you got to find a deeper reason to push out of your comfort zone. Hopefully that all makes sense for you. And step 3. So step 1 was to, let me backtrack in my notes because I get on this, I can go on tangents sometimes. If you know me, you know what that's about. Oh, so make it emotional. That was step 2. I didn't actually preface that. So make it emotional. That's where you really feel into it. It's gotta stir you. It's gotta, build that emotion inside of you, the attachment to that outcome of that goal. And then step 3 is tie it to a bigger purpose. So for me, I have a whole bunch of deep whys over here, and they're tied to my purpose of helping women in particular lose the struggle around money and struggle in life in general. I find we are sometimes addicted to struggle because that is familiar to us. And lean into finding that path to be financially independent. And that's self-defined. I'm not out there preaching you need to be a billionaire. It's whatever's self-defined for you, where all your things are looked after, you have money for opportunities, and you don't have that struggle and stress anymore. That's how I define it. So tying it to a bigger purpose helps too, because then it gives that a little bit more drive and a little bit more motivation for you. And, you know, I want you to hop in your journal and start, take that 5 minutes. I can give you all the tools in the world. You can listen to a million times, but if you don't actually take action, nothing in your world is going to change. Nothing. You actually have to take action. Reading a book, taking a course, all those things. If you don't take action, it means shit. So, yeah, your brain's, growing, but if you're not taking action, you're not changing anything in your circumstances. Take a few moments, write down your goals and then layer it down into those whys. Go 5 or even 7 deep and spend some time on working through that. Find the emotion in it and then tie it to something that's a bigger purpose. And that's going to help you unpackage your why in a really, really deep way. If you have enjoyed today's content, I invite you to subscribe, like, share, and subscribe to my newsletter if you want. I'll put the links in the comments here. I have a membership that is launching again, a new one, and I've retired my old one that I ran for years, launching a new one that is going to help you with your money mindset. So if you'd like to get on the wait list for that, I'll put a link there, and I'll switch out the link when we're ready to roll and the enrollment is open. And if you're on my newsletter, you'll find out about it too. It's all good. With that, have an amazing day.